What is goody, everybody? Well, oh boy. Oh my goodness. So, Patrick Beverly, this man is officially a Los Angeles Laker. One of my favorite players who I really liked during the Clippers era, man. When he was on the Clippers, we all loved him like crazy. A lot of them kind of wanted him gone now. And now, if Patrick Beverly does have like a breakout against us, blood will be on their hands. Like, man, what is this, bro? What is this? Like, uh, the Lakers, hey, I'm not gonna just pretend and act like, oh, the Lakers got a really trash player and all that. Like, I mean, they did dig themselves a bigger hole, but, at the moment, they did upgrade big time. They actually got some good defense. He's a momentum guy. So they upgrade temporarily, but down the stretch, regardless, when it's all said and done, like they could potentially dig themselves a bigger hole. But I just shotted some pictures and some numbers that shows Patrick Beverly's really good defense. One of it was when Patrick Beverly had to guard guys like Devin Booker, who's like a top shooting guard in the league, one of the the bright up and coming shooting guard. So he was a whopping 4 for 15 when Patrick Beverly guarded him. When everyone else guarded him, he was like 46% from the field goal. So Patrick Beverly, he does a lot of impacts against guys who are really talented. And if I could recollect, when the Clippers faced against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Patrick Beverly gave guys like Reggie Jackson a lot of trouble. Like, Reggie Jackson, Mr. June, he's very shifty, but he gave him a decent amount of trouble. Like, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot more annoying when we face against the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, like before, it was all easy. We still clear the Lakers either way. We're still better than the Lakers overall because we still got Kawhi, we still got PG, we got John Wall. Um, we are like a deep, hungry team. We have a high IQ coach who actually can make some basic, easy adjustments compared to Glenn, hard-headed Rivers. But but the Lakers did, they got a temporary solution. So it will give some of the toxic Lakers fans some false hopes. They're gonna think, oh, they're gonna all of a sudden take the chip. Like, I don't think that's the case. Clippers still clear the Lakers at all aspects. Maybe center positions, but other than that, like, we're still a better shooting team than the Lakers. Where our defenses are still like a lot better than the Lakers overall. Like, only Patrick Beverly is probably like their like best defensive player. Well, 82, but like AD kind of has his lapses, especially when a guy like Paul George would just switch on him. LeBron is kind of like interesting. Like, he's good, but not like Hall of Fame intimidator like Kawhi. But other than that, outside of Patrick Beverly, like, I guess you could say Reeves too, but like again, he just has some flashes of being a good defender. Other than that, they're eh, like they're not really like like as good. So we still like are better than like the Lakers, like, in my humble biased opinion. Especially when the Clippers just literally stomped the Lakers without our stars, that's a huge indicator. So I mean, unless Patrick Beverly becomes this superstar, which he's don't get it twisted, he's probably gonna be good for them for like some of the games, but like but at the end of the day, Clippers will still clear. And then let's just see some other stuff. Patrick Beverly, he did gave Damian Lillard some trouble if you especially pay attention for the past 2 years, like 2021. Dame shot 14%. Um, he also shot 21%, 33%. He did good a lot of times, but I just want to focus on the recent years. So so that's what the Lakers are getting. They're getting a really good defender. So, and then let's just look at the overall trade summary. So, Lakers got Patrick Beverly. He's like kind of like a veteran. He's like 31, 32 years old. So they traded THT and Stanley Johnson, which that could dig themselves a big hole because like THT and Stanley Johnson, they're supposedly the future of the Lakers, and then they just did all that just for Patrick Beverly, which is Lakers fans that thought they're getting Kyrie Irving, but like let's be real, that was never really to fruition. It was not never really going to happen. Even if they did, I would still be okay because that then they're just gonna have to trade all their picks to just get their chance on getting Kyrie. But like, man, now like they're probably gonna get rid of Westbrook, but they're probably just gonna get rid of Westbrook and then trade all their picks just to get some like mediocre average role player, and then it's just gonna be satisfying when the Clippers just do their thing. Like, so I don't have a really true proper like grade to exactly say, but because down the stretch with let's to be honest, within years like 3, 4, 5, 6 years, Lakers are probably not gonna really be LeBron's gonna retire, AD's gonna get old, Russell Westbrook's probably gonna you know um I don't know will still stay with them or is probably going to be gone. So Lakers don't have anything left. So regardless whether Patrick Beverly gives them a really big upgrade or not, Lakers still gonna it's still gonna be like a it's st- they're still their stock is gonna crash just like how crypto is crashing right now. So it's not gonna really do too much in the future. But I'll give props where it's due. Like they did upgrade right now. They definitely upgraded right now. Their defense definitely improved a good amount. Um, but let's look on the Jazz side of perspective. Like, how did the Jazz do? I mean, the Jazz, they're probably I don't know what type of direction they're trying to head, but looks like they're probably just trying to tank. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Mitchell, but let's just say to keep Donovan Mitchell. So I guess Donovan Mitchell at point guard, Taylor Horton Tucker at shooting guard, um, Bojan Bogdanovic at small forward, and Stanley Johnson could come off the bench to play some solid defense, I guess, like 3-and-D defense. Just strictly playing defense, kind of like how Justice Winslow was with us. But, you know, this was a decent move by the Utah Jazz. I mean, they got a 21-year-old shooting guard, point guard, or whatever. So, it's nothing really too much to lose because, Jazz are probably not going to go anywhere. Let's just say to keep Donovan Mitchell, they're not going to, like, or who knows, maybe they might. Maybe you never say never, but it's, less likely they're going to be a championship team since they traded Rudy Gobert. So, but, it could be, it's a decent move for them. Get some young pieces. Who knows? Try to tank for a really good prospect or whatever. Or sometimes you just don't know what directions are the Jazz trying to do. But I mean, like they got some young talents. Lakers, they win now. They win more games right now, so they're not going to be completely trash. But they're still going to be. They're still gonna have to work a lot against all the other Western Conference teams like the Clippers, because the Clippers will still wipe them either way. Um, the Suns, they're still gonna have to face against the Suns, but I guess Patrick Beverly may annoy the heck out of Devin Booker. So, but they still got Chris Paul, who's a really good point guard, and they got DeAndre Ayton, and they got Cam Johnson and all the other players to kind of shoot over them. They're definitely not gonna touch the Warriors for sure. Curry is just gonna go crazy. Curry's just hard to stop. They're probably not gonna. I don't know. They may be able to touch the Denver Nuggets. Okay, maybe not. But it's a loaded Western Conference, so it did give them like a little like energy drink boost, but it's kind of like it just hurts as a Clippers fan to see Patrick Bev wear a Laker uniform because he's gonna talk a lot of trash on us. He gonna talk a lot of trash on us. But now let's go to the Clippers perspective. So the question is, did the Clippers mess up trading Patrick Beverley? And I would say the way how we got in return, I would say a yes, because you just traded Patrick Beverley for Eric Bledsoe, who's considered to be washed during at the time, and yeah, you just such a trade for Patrick Beverley for Eric Bledsoe, which is you should have got way more value than just Eric Bledsoe. You could have easily, easily got like multiple second round picks. Like any team will love to have a guy who's a pest on defense who could, like be a really good on ball defender and just, especially lock up, a really good offensive guard, kind of like how he does it to Damian Lillard and Devin Booker. So that's Clippers could have easily got 2 second round picks, but like I guess like we did flip Bledsoe and Winslow for Norman Powell and Robert Covington, but um some people are gonna use that as a coping measure or like a counter argument on why Clippers still made the right move on trading Patrick Beverley for Eric Bledsoe. Well, Clippers could have just easily found anyone else to honestly get Norman Powell because you know we still drafted Keon Johnson regardless. So like I mean so we Eric Bledsoe and Justice Winslow, they're just like some throwing. So we could have just I don't know just offered Keon Johnson right off the bat for um Norman Powell and Robert Covington. So that could be like a counter argument to that narrative, and we could have still had Patrick Beverley and Norman Powell, or maybe worst case scenario um could have probably Patrick Beverley could have been a Blazer for a little while. Who knows? But it just the point is the Clippers should have at least got some draft picks, or just might as well just still have him to be a Clipper at the moment right now. I mean, I know Norman Powell, he's a good player and all due respect, but let's be real. Do we really 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 need Norman Powell? We still got guys like Luke Kennard, who's a dead eye efficient sniper, and we got guys like Brandon Boston Jr., who's literally taller and is a better defender, and he's a really great shot creator, like a better shot creator than Norman Powell. But Norman Powell is just more proven and he's more efficient. So I mean like so that could be another my possible counter argument. But either way, it was good that we got Norman Powell and Robert Covington. But I don't know, like. What are your thoughts on the Patrick Beverley trade? Would y'all still do it all over again? It's just gonna sting. It just stings big time. But congratulations to the Lakers, I guess. They did get a defensive upgrade, but they might have digged themselves a bigger hole. So that's just my personal opinions on the trade in general. So be sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll definitely try my best to discuss with y'all. And as y'all know, peace.